It feels like it's all smiles when you get these kind of wins, especially because it's back-to-back weeks against teams ahead of you in the standings, and you kind of did the same thing you did in Panther City, right? Step on the gas pedal and keep that foot down on it.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, again, I think the way our year has kind of gone, it could have went off the rails here coming off of after the second quarter there. They climbed back and tied at 9-9, and I liked our response in that second half. We just we took it to a different level here tonight, and it's something that we've been kind of waiting for. But even compared to last week, we were good early, started on time, but we stepped up our game in that second half and didn't stop, which was great to see.
When you talk about things like that, does that speak to the maturity of a team and how it grows as the season goes on?
It's progress. Yeah, 100%. That's the way we're progressing. And again, it's they're building expectations and they're setting standards that we got to continue to build on. So, yeah, it was a great overall game for us. And again, I love the way we played the second half.
There's a lot of people that we could talk about. I almost feel like Riley Hutchcraft maybe flies under the radar a little bit. There were moments in this game where it reminded me of week one where he just turned into brick wall mode and didn't let anything go. Even before the second half, I know he stopped a breakaway, odd man on a transition. How good was he tonight?
It was really good. And again, once he took it to a couple minutes and then just sort of got him settled and refocused, he turned into a wall there. And again, that's one thing there where it's gotten away from us because we didn't get the stops after it, right? And tonight we got all the stops we needed, and then we kept going.
I want to ask you about Ryan Smith. 100 goals now with the Knighthawks. Who is Ryan Smith now versus the player that walked in through these doors a few years ago?
He's a confident kid that understands and enjoys the pressure that's on him. I think he feeds off it, and again he's carrying a load, and again we constantly say it's not on him, but he's doing a good job of taking it and running with it and directing traffic and directing our offense a little bit here as well. And again, he's starting to become a guy that when we need something, that's going to him, and he's fulfilling it.
From your perspective, is it fair to say he is one of the best players in this league?
You know what, I will probably say yes, and I think we're lucky to have two of them, one on the left side, one on the right side right now, where they're starting to come into their own. And again, tonight to Fields, he was struggling. I'm not say struggling, but he was getting a lot of attention early. And the old Fields, he would have kind of shied away from it, but he just kept pushing, he kept grinding, and he responded well as well there. So. Yeah, again, I like our overall game, and again, we get the secondary scoring from K-Dub and Lanch, and T-Mac goes off again here tonight. So if we can continue that effort and those results, then I like our chances every night. When
we spoke this morning, we talked about that word deception, and you look at Ryan Lanchberry. I mean, when you're putting 9 apples up, you're doing a good job, right, of luring guys into you. I think the last goal Kyle Waters got was a perfect example where there was double coverage on Lanch. Waters is wide open. He's able to quickly pick it over to him. So. How good is he, and how good was Ryan Lanchberry tonight?
Again, he was really good because again, those guys see the floor so well, and again, he's such an unselfish player that if you're open, he's going to find it. And then you go back to T-Mac's goal. I can't remember when it was as well, late in the 30. He just chucked it up there because he knew T-Mac was inside position, and he caught it and scored. Right, so it's it's great. And again, our group has got a lot of confidence in each other, and that's a good thing here right now.
I mean, when you talk about Connor, he's got 25 points in the last 6 days. Can you just wrap your head around a number one guy who every defense focuses on is able to get 25 points in 2 games?
You know what? It's actually pretty remarkable, I would say, and because again, he does garner a lot of attention, and yeah, it's not the 3, 4, 5 defender on him. It's their 1, 2 at each time, and he gets the job done. And again, a lot of credit goes to Lomi because he's setting some really good seals to get his hands free, and T-Mac as well. He's starting to become a threat. So when the little pick and roll game, there's a bit of a gap for Fields, and the biggest thing he's capitalizing, right? And that's the big thing.
And we've really seen, and we talked about this offense maturing, especially last week. We saw that, and we saw another step of that today. And you talked about getting open and creating openings, and when Andrew mentioned that Waters goal, he sets the screen that frees up Blanche's hands, and he's able to slip right in front, get the ball back, and score. It's something we didn't see earlier in the year, but now, especially the last 2 weeks, it's very fluid offensively.
Yeah, you know what, and you know what, I was going to say too, though, that stuff was there. We were just kind of missing six, or it was, we weren't putting it in the net. And these last couple of weeks, again, our offense is been clicking, and again, they got a lot of belief and faith in each other. And again, we're going into this, we were second highest scoring team in the league, right? So they are doing a lot of good things, and in the last couple of games, we've finally been rewarded for the work they've been doing. Where the 2-3 games before that, they, like I say, we kind of stalled. So yeah, it's good right now. Again, the biggest thing here for us is next week, right? Again, coming off the back-to-back, I think they faded out. So we got a real test out of them tomorrow or next week when they're going to be fresh as we are.
When you take a look at your defense, we got to give some love to the defense too. We talked about Hutch, you talked about the offense, but this is a high-powered Albany offense. They're young, they're fast, they can shoot from all over the place. Your defense really stepped up, and especially what I was impressed by is when Lomas got that 5-minute major, they did give up one goal, but they were able to stave off 5-on-4 pretty much for a full 5 minutes, because that first goal was 14 seconds in the 5 minute. They did a great job of one shot, get the ball back onto the offensive end.
Yeah, 100%. We were good in lanes, and again, these guys do shoot a heck of a lot, and they're confident in their shooting. And I thought as you mentioned, we did a real good job of getting in lanes and just trying to adjust their trajectory and again adjust their feet and turn hips down the wall versus. They've had a lot of success getting the top side. So that's one thing that we kind of focused on. And again, tonight was good. And again, when we broke down, Hutchie was there to bail us out here too, which was great to see. And yeah, it's again a good team effort here for us, and it's a good time. It's coming at a good time.